Go ahead.
Desirous of establishing their sovereignty and eager to become the collectors of the lease, the Ashanti in 1805 attacked their rivals, pursuing the latter's fleeing army to the British coastal fort of Bora, where they sealed the Fontaines' defeat. For several decades, the Ashanti lived in peaceful coexistence with the British traders, who were not strong enough to challenge the blacks' sovereignty.
Oh, you know what I want. Give me Sirach. Never trust thy enemy.
11, 7, 12, 10. Sirach 12 and 10 says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Right.
Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass.
Looking glass going to a vision. Like you seeing a hologram or a vision, right? And you can see it clear, right? And the thing about that is it's like a mirror too, and it's like a vision. But the thing about that is the only way you're gonna take good heed of him and be aware of him, you got to understand the history, and you got to understand in the spirit of the Heavenly Father, got to be with you to be able to discern that. Because through these visions and throughout history, we know through the visions of the scriptures and throughout history, we know that this devil is wicked, okay? Right. We know that he ain't gonna change. His wickedness is still there, okay? But here it is, we've been warned by Sirach, take good heed of him, because his wickedness is still there. When you go into the scriptures and look at all the history, you know that this so-called white man is a devil that the Bible speaks of, and don't trust him. Go ahead.
And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat.
Lest he seek to take thy seat. So they is trading amongst the Ashanti, which is Benjamin, is around these Edomites, and let's see what's happened when they continue to be around these Edomites. Go ahead.
For several decades, the Ashanti lived in peaceful coexistence with the British traders, who were not strong enough to challenge their black sovereignty.
Which they knew that was Israelites, okay? They knew that. The British knew and the Dutch knew. They knew they was Israelites. Because you got records dealing with the Igbos, right? That they knew when they went into the, had them Africans, them Hamites, going to the interior of Africa, majority of the slaves that was brought out of there, which was Israelites, were Israelites. Okay, and they knew that. And they tried to hide the fact about that because they didn't want Israel to know who they are, because they were going to rebel against them, because they know Israel is a rebellious people. Okay? Go ahead.
But this changed drastically in 1873, having been refused permission by the Ashanti to set up further trading facilities on Ashanti inland territory. The British in that year sent heavily armed troops headed by Sir Garnet Wolseley on a punitive expedition to Kumasi, the Ashanti capital. The attack caught the Ashanti by surprise, and they were defeated.
Yeah, never trust thy enemy, man. See what you got? Go ahead.
After his troops had captured Kumasi, Sir Garnet ordered it burned to the ground, and the king exiled. Agriculture.
What page you on?
I'm on page 40. Salakia, page 40. Agriculture formed the basis of most of West Africa's economic life. Tribes of the coastal regions and along the shores of large rivers were usually fishermen, while in most of the grasslands, the economy was based on herding.
So, in other words, did Israel need them Edomites to survive? No. Okay? They were doing their own thing. But in this society, when you tell Jake the white man gonna be destroyed for all the wickedness that he have done, Jake look at you and like, what we gonna do? Where we gonna go?
Kill the white man.
Who we gonna depend on? You know? What we gonna do?
How we gonna work?
How we gonna work? I need to have a job. That Jake, man, they bugged out, man.
God.
Go ahead. They bugged out, man. Jake bugged out, man.
Come.
Not knowing the history, man, that our people knew how to survive like that. They had their own thing before the white man came in and took it.
God.
You know? According to prophecy. Go ahead.
Tribes of the coastal regions and along the shores of large rivers were usually fishermen, while in most of the grasslands, the economy was based on herding, the livestock being cattle, goats, and sheep. Specialization was advanced.
Right.
A tribe, for example, that concentrated its efforts on fishing would barter with another tribe that specialized in weaving or farming.
No. So they you know what I'm saying, working with each other.
That's right.
A barter system. They already had it set up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, according to their history, Israel was stupid. They couldn't read. They didn't know nothing.
God.
Okay?
Waiting on the phone.
Yeah. Didn't know nothing. Didn't know how to do nothing. Need to be colonized with barbarians. But here it is. Israel got a barter system. The devil's something else, man. Esau something else, man.
God.
It's evil.
Well,
Yeah,
now,
that's what it is.
what's the scripture where it say when you pick your grapes, don't pick all of them, leave some for the poor and the orphan?
Yeah, that's in Leviticus. That's in Leviticus. Matter of fact, if you can find it. Matter of fact, if you can find it, bring it out.
Gleam in the truck.
Matter of fact, if you find it, bring it out. Going strong boy.
A tribe, for example, that concentrated its efforts on fishing would barter with another tribe that specialized in weaving or farming. Each tribal community had its skilled artisans who included wood carvers, bronze carper, and goldsmiths, pottery makers, weavers, and tailors. In some instances, artisans formed special trade guilds. Iron was in extensive use from the Atlantic Ocean to Ethiopia, with the exception of the ruling monarchs of large states. Africans did not own land as individuals, but rather collectively as members of a tribe.
See that? So they had it. So Israel was building up the west coast of Africa, man, and had resources.
Yeah.
Before this devil came. So when they say, "Oh, y'all over there on trees like monkeys," nah,
Living wild.
nah, y'all in the forest running butt naked. Nah. You just making up stuff. You know, you just making up stuff. And matter of fact, give me Baruch, the 3rd chapter in the 26th verse, might be somewhere up in there. Wisdom 36.
Gone. Baruch 3 and 36. He have found out all the way of knowledge, and have given it unto Jacob, his servant, and Israel, his beloved.
So Israel created their barter system. They knew how to live off the land. Where did them Ahshantis learn that from? They was Israelites. Okay? They had the knowledge, man. But what Esau do is come along and study. And then take it and say he came up with it. Go ahead.
Like they did the natives, just like they did.
Just like they did the northern kingdom. You know?
Alright, this Leviticus.
Say they didn't know how to live off the land. They didn't know nothing. They had to be colonized. They were animals and beasts. You know? Pure madness, man.
This Leviticus 23.
That's what they teach the kids.
22.
You know? Christopher Columbus discovered America. That's what they teach the kids, man.
What they told me,
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but that never said right with me, man.
You
You know what I'm saying? Like, even as a child, you knew that. How the hell can you discover something when people already living it?
I already was there, man.
They was savages. They wasn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not there.
Yeah.
You know, pissing and shit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Like they didn't have aqueducts. Like they didn't have a barter system over here. You know? Like they didn't build up a civilization over here. They just ignored the pyramids that were built so eloquently. You know? That don't count. Because that's not part of history, because we said it's not part of history. We're not gonna teach your child that. We're gonna teach them that we had them in slavery and that's it. And that's what your lineage go back to, slaves.
Trail of Tears.
Yeah, and then I was watching the documentary about Gad. They was like, if they done seen Gad standing around, they'll put him in slavery because he ain't had no job. He ain't doing nothing productive with his time.
Pure madness. You see? And then you can go on YouTube and type in save the man and save the man and kill the Indian. And it goes into how they were forced into them on the reservation. Their language was beat out of them. They were taught other customs of the so-called white man. Save the man and kill the Indian. You know, YouTube. That's about the Gad them. What you want to edify what you were saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This Leviticus 23 and 22. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field. When thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger, and I am the Lord your power.
So you wouldn't have people that's hungry out here.
That's right.
Okay? You wouldn't have people that's starving.
Welfare system.
Yeah. So there you go. Israel already set it up.
Yep.
Esau just stole it. You see? You won't have people starving amongst Israel. Israel will take care of each other.
That's right.
Okay? That's brotherly love. That's take care of your neighbor, which is an Israelite. Okay?
Cool.
That's having love for your nation. Okay?
All right. This is back on page 43. Polygamy with
Oh, what?
Oh.
Let's see what we got. Give me Deuteronomy. Give me Deuteronomy 21 and 15.
Alright.
See what we got.
Alright, this Deuteronomy.
Hold up. Let me see what you got.
21 and 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, read what you got.
Polygamy with one man having more than one wife was a common practice.
Amongst the Ashanti. Okay? Amongst Benjamin. So here it is. Gad, we was reading about Gad. Okay? And here it is now. We're reading about Ashanti and what they was doing. Okay? Having more than one woman. So what did the white man do? Come and destroy everything, flip everything upside down. Ruined it.
IUIC too, they be teaching that you only supposed to have one woman.
Pure madness, man. Pure madness. But in this society, we tell you brothers. Well, he finna read it. Why? He finna read it though. But in this society, brothers, I wouldn't recommend it, man. I wouldn't recommend it because the thing about it is, brothers supposed to be focused on these scriptures. When you got a woman, it's a distraction. Okay? It's a distraction. Matter of fact, get that in 1 Corinthians the 7th chapter. We're gonna edify that real quick. 1 Corinthians the 7th chapter. It's around the let me see.